Hey everyone, this is Bowman coming at you with another replay analysis here. Up in the top right we have Puck, who's the blue Protoss. I took this from his replay pack the other night on the 27th of December, so thanks Puck for putting that out. In the bottom left, I'm not sure what server he's playing on, and that doesn't really look Korean to me, so I cannot tell you anything about the opponent. This is my dog Buddy here. I'm going to go ahead and take the cam off of him. So it looks like Puck went for the pylon scout, did Nexus first, took a gateway behind it, both of his gas, and he sees that Zerg got a pretty standard gas timing. Gonna get the second gateway up before putting in a cybernetics core. In the other game I saw of him doing this, he got out a sentry and a stalker, so I'm really curious to see what he's gonna do this game. You know, it's pretty standard to rush across two adepts and see what you can get done, but the way he expanded and the way the meta kind of is right now, it's so hard to get anything done with those two adepts. Chronoing them out and potentially losing them is just so not worth it. And he gets units that are going to scale a little better throughout the game. The Stalker can help against any overlords, and the Sentry can be gaining up energy to do whatever it needs to do. I am surprised he's doing a second round of chrono on the gateways instead of using this time to get more probes out, unless he saw some kind of pressure was coming, but I'm sure that he didn't. Goes for a robo behind his first 4 units and follows up with 2 zealots now. It's really interesting for the zealots. It does really help against, if you want to take these zealots across and help expand, they can do better than adepts in some ways. And it's a nice combo to have adepts and zealots mix in if you want to deal with a lot of lings. Most people would just mass only adepts and forget that zealots even exist anymore since Legacy of the Void came out. So in the Zerg corner we see he's gone up to 3 gases and gotten a Spire already before any evolution chamber, and he just throws down 1 evolution chamber and gets the 4th gas. We see the 3rd base finally going up for Puck, and he did only send 1 of those zealots and left 1 zealot here in the wall. With the robo he hasn't done too much. He did get this War Prism that's now making its way in with 4 zealots itself too. But nothing else coming except a second observer here. He's totally going to go for the Spire while he's also already building 2 Stargates at home. But I would assume he thinks this Zerg is going to remake his Spire. And then at that point, Huck will already have a great air advantage. Oh my god. Looks like he canceled the Stargates upon killing the Spire, but he sees the Spire is already gone back up, so we'll see what he chooses to do there. His War Prism got down too low, so he was not able to retrieve the 4 zealots, and he had to sacrifice them. So the supply count is looking pretty healthy from both of these people. And just now, the +1 melee got started at the evolution chamber. He was so distracted he never got anything started, so his upgrade's going to be very far behind this game. And Puck is starting to catch up and supply a tad bit. Having his 3rd base up like this with full probes and only being back, it was around 15 supply when I said that. You have yourself in a really good position as Protoss, especially when you've picked off their choice tech like the Spire. Would like to see these gases getting up soon though. I'm surprised he didn't go on with the Stargates though. It's really interesting to me, because the Stargates would do well a game even if you don't make anything out of them. But he is spending all of his money, so all of that money has gone into something else. His gateway count is pretty low. Typically I see Puck go for really big gateway blasts and do some kind of attack on 3 base. I haven't watched his games nearly as much as I used to near the beginning of Legacy of the Void. So it seems like he has kind of switched to a more passive style, at least maybe against Zerg, and I have too myself, because any attacks I try to do, they always get punished so hard, and I wish I hadn't gone for it and just been working on playing toe-to-toe back home. So we see his real tech choice here. He hasn't really gone with any tech for a while and gets up at Tempo Archives and only one more gateway. Might be nice to get a small gateway while here up. I think he needs a couple more gateways and he could place them there. So in the first Twilight, he goes for his Blink, while on the other side, really we just see the Zerg still trying to get up to Mutiling Bane almost, it looks like, with just these safety roaches. I don't, it doesn't look like he has roach speed, no roach upgrades, getting +2 melee. The Warp Prism is being rebuilt for Puck, and now the supply difference is starting to spread quite a bit. The Zerg is going to be up 40 supply now. Now 35, now 30 with this warp in. So we'll see. I feel like Puck needs to get some damage done because he's so far behind, but at the same time, the Zerg is just making so many units right now that he'd just kind of be walking into his own death. He needs to get a fourth base up immediately if he wants to play even throughout the game without trying to do any attacks. Um, I always have such a hard time going toe to toe against a Zerg like this in a macro game, but then if I ever try to pressure, it's the same thing. Like they're making units anyways, so you come into an attack with them so prepared for it. Nice pick off of the queen. Changelings will see it. There's no base down there. I'm not sure that he's seen this one from Puck yet. He's been pretty blind on that spot for a while. Got the macro hatch in the main now. It would be really nice if Puck had the Storm. He started that Temple Archive so long ago and only got it for Archons, it looks like. But when you have this number of Banelings and he's morphing in even more and just staying on a total lair tech army, he absolutely needs Storm to deal with this. But he's going to go with sheer Archon numbers, which if the Banes are not detonated properly, then it could potentially be alright. And great force fields, but the Ravagers help them get totally through. The Banelings do skip all the Archons and kill kind of the buffering units of the Protoss. Wow. So pretty good trade. I mean, Puck has literally no army supply other than what's right here. Zerg saved quite a big group. He lost all of his Mews, it looks like, but he kept these extremely gas-heavy Ravagers and lost just everything else. But to trade for Puck's full army, have full mineral mining on these two bases, along with having this macro hatch, he's just going to have such production right now. His upgrades really aren't the best. I think he only has +1, or sorry, +2 melee, and that's it. But we do see that Puck only has +2 ground, not getting anything else at the forge. Zerg does have Carapace halfway done. This is really nice once he's reset the muta count to 0. There is the 1, but that's the only anti-air threat he has. I don't see Puck making it out of here. These pure lair tech armies from Zerg have extremely difficult pushes and attacks. Well, sorry for doing this replay, Puck. I'll probably do another one. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next video.